I want to stand up today. Welcome to the Star Citizen Speed Feed, your weekly recap of Star Citizen news and happenings. I'm your host Leaf, and 4.2 is now in the live servers. Before I go into those details, a quick note. Next week, I'm actually working at the Rocket League Championship Series. I'll be doing stage interviews with the players, which means I probably won't be able to get a speed feed out on Saturday. I'll try to get it on Monday. Maybe I can work some magic in the hotel room and get a video out. But if I can't, unfortunately, you're gonna have to go to one of the 50 other YouTubers that do these kind of recaps. But if you do want to see more on that esports event, see what it's like behind the scenes, I'll be posting on my fourth wall. Shout out, by the way, to my fourth wall subscribers. So if you want to support the channel, you can get some extra behind the scenes action there as well. But with that said, because I might not be able to get an episode out next week, we're also going to look forward to the 4.2.1 patch that's in Valakaar testing right now. But first, 4.2. As I said, it's now live, so you can go get wet in the new dynamic weather effects. Right now, it's just the rain and in certain locations, but still cool regardless. Can anyone confirm whether they fixed the sound? I've been busy preparing for the Rocket League Championship Series, so I haven't been able to play yet. Past that, I think we all know what this patch is going to bring since we've covered it in the past few weeks extensively, but the main thing is Stormbreaker, the new sandbox activity. You will travel between a few facilities in the Pyro system, getting cards, radiation suits, Valakaar eggs, and culminating in a giant fight with an Apex Valakaar, which you can loot items off of. Obviously, that's going to play into crafting down the road, so events like this are going to be important to be there as a foundation for when that releases. This patch is also introducing the new door scanner type that only opens with proper criteria like credentials and outfits, which I think we should see in future missions or even with mission givers and reputation. A couple new vehicles in the game, starting off with the ICT series. The ICT and Geo ICT are a new trade deal from Wicklow for various components. The ICT Rad is exclusively found in the new ASD facilities in Pyro, which are the facilities for Stormbreaker. And even more exciting is that you can call all Atlas variants through the freight elevator now. No more waiting for the ship elevator to do this. Oh, there it is. The Asperia Prowler utility is the newest ship, which, not gonna lie, is a pretty sick ship. It's designed around cargo and kind of sneaky stealing stuff off other people's ships. And the whole Prowler series gets an update alongside this, the main change being that the cross-section value was dropped by 50%. Stealth is back on the menu, kids. Both the Idris and Starlancer got some buffs, and missiles and torpedoes got a rebalance. They have more health, better tracking, but need a bit more distance to be locked and armed. But if you don't use missiles, you're not going to notice that, but a big change everyone will notice is turbulence. Ships will now experience turbulence in storms and near ground surfaces where that air might be disrupted. I'm not sure if they confirmed whether this was dynamic or not, or whether it is just statically in certain positions. Between this and the weather effects, these are pieces towards Genesis, the full planet dynamic weather systems. Flight blades are now available to us plebs, and your ship will enter soft death more often during fights now, as they've raised the floor of what health pool your ship needs to be at before entering soft death. Again, this is great, these small steps towards making these fights feel a little bit longer, more dynamic. Instead of just blowing someone up, you might have to go and board them. Things I think we all love to see. You can earn ships from Wicklow now, including the Mirai Guardian QI, Anvil Mark II Super Hornet, Misk Fortune, Apoa Nox, Mirai Pulse, and the RSI Ursa Medivac. One big change to note that might confuse you if you don't know this before you play is a change to the hierarchy in looting. Before, when you swapped armor, all the items on that armor would also go with the armor. Now in the new loot UI, it will swap the armor and attempt to then transfer all the items that you had on your armor before over to that new armor. If the new armor doesn't have enough slots, it will just throw all the rest of that in your backpack. Items in the pockets of the armor, though, do transfer with the armor. Now, it is important to note that this only works in the new UI, not in the old UI. In the old UI, it's still the janky way you're used to it working. I say janky because I feel like this is a lot more intuitive. In the game, stuff in your pockets is stuff you don't need accessible immediately, but if you put something on your armor, it's something you plan to use. So you probably want that coming with you when you put on a new armor piece. And I only really keep like burritos in my armor pockets anyways, so I don't care if I lose those. But in terms of speed, way better. But now with 4.2 in live, you can play it. Let's take a look forward, again, in case I can't get an episode out next week, towards 4.2.1. Honestly, the only real big thing here is that there's a new resource gathering event. I think this is their attempt towards a PvE event or a reduced amount of PvP. Now, the reason I think this is because there is a disclaimer that players will not be able to participate if they have a CS3 or higher. We all know that a CS3 is gained by attacking other players. But here's the mission. A shocking discovery reveals the imprint technology is failing. An upsetting number of population are not actually regenning, meaning that death might not have been conquered at all. To calm the public, Imperator Addison relaxes restrictions on scientific exploration in a desperate effort to find a solution, leading to some dubious research initiatives cropping up in the universe. All four corporations of the Stanton system are fighting for resources to help win a research contract. Whichever corporation has the highest amount of contributed SCU by the end of the event will be the winner of the contract. These resources can be gathered by any means necessary. Players are going to be tasked with different missions to achieve this, including resource gathering, recovering cargo, support an attacked ship by defending the cargo ship from waves of pirates, and hauling, just doing the standard old space truck stuff. My question is, does hard limiting a CS3 requirement solve the PvP, PvE discussion that's happening and lack of content around that PvE experience? Or do you think there's going to be issues as well? Because until there's more security and more robust systems around preventing crime in Stanton, I really don't know if this is going to solve that problem. It's still a little bit too easy to cause trouble for other players. And before I go, one minor nitpick I had with the trailer for Stormbreaker. It was cool and all. Cinematically great. The team that made it did a good job. My problem was more of the dialogue and the character in it. I don't know if you've watched it yet, but basically he's saying, mwahaha, evil. The morals have no place here when I'm doing science. But didn't we just hear that Imperator Addison is opening up those avenues to allow for more iffy science? Also, where are the bad morals of experimenting on Valakaar? It just feels like the story was a little bit inconsistent with the larger universe and the context that it was in. But that was just a very nitpicky thing. Sorry you had to listen to that. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know below, again, your thoughts on all of this. I will be away next week, as I said. If you'd still like to chat, my Discord is the best way to do that. If anyone does want to check out what I do in esports, you can tune in all day next week, Thursday to Sunday on twitch.tv/Rocket League. But if you don't care about that game, then just stay on the channel, sub here, get in the Discord, go subscribe to Fourth Wall if you do want to see behind the scenes stuff. But either way, I'll see you in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Be careful when fighting the Valakaar. Be kind to the players around you. And we'll see you in the verse. Well, I won't see you guys in the verse for a while because I'm gone all next week. But okay, time to send the Leaf right back down the freight elevator.